On Thursday, we went over reviewing unit rates, converting them, and we said to convert one rate to an equivalent rate by multiplying a unit rate or its reciprocal is what we were working on. Okay, we talked about a unit ratio is like inches to feet, and we were going to use dimensional analysis. We're going to review that today and do some more questions so you truly understand how to do this. As these problems progress, I want you to pause the video and try it and then compare your answers to theirs.
Hi, this is Mr. Rutherford. In this problem,
we'll look at a real-world example. Exercise. Lauren jogs at a speed of 6.5 miles per hour. About how many kilometers per hour does she jog? Notice here we need to convert our units of miles per hour into kilometers per hour. One thing that we do know is that 1 mile is approximately to 1.61 kilometers. So we're going to use this ratio in order to convert our 6.5 miles per hour into kilometers per hour. So let's write a ratio. We have 1 mile to 1.61 kilometers, and then we have another proportion, which is our 6.5 miles per hour, to an unknown quantity of kilometers. So we need to solve this proportion by cross-multiplying. So we have 1 times n, which is equal to 6.5 times 1.61. 1 times n is equal to n, and 6.5 times 1.61 is equal to 10.465. Now we can round this. Let's round this to the nearest hundredth. Notice the number in the thousandth spot is a 5. That means that our 6 will change to a 7. So n is approximately equal to 10.47. Our units here that we need are kilometers per hour. So this means that Lauren, while jogging at 6.5 miles per hour, was also jogging at approximately 10.47 kilometers per hour.
Good job. Okay, see how they use cross multiplying? They took the 1 times n, they got 1n, and 1.6 times 6.5. And that's what they got. Let's try another one.
Personal tutors. The speed limit in a school zone is 20 miles per hour. How many feet per hour is this? Okay, we're given a rate that is 20 miles per hour. And eventually we want to convert this to so many feet per hour. Now, before we actually do this problem, I want to remind you of a certain fact about fractions. So let's start off with the fraction 3/4. And let's multiply that fraction by another fraction that is equivalent to 1, like 10 over 10, 6 over 6, 5 over 5. And let's just see what happens to this original fraction. When we do the multiplication, we end up with 3 times 5, or 15, over 4 times 5, or 20. Now this end result, this 15/20, looks very different than 3/4. And yet if we simplify 15/20 by dividing numerator and denominator by 5, 15 divided by 5 is 3, 20 divided by 5 is 4, we realize that even though this second fraction looks very different, these two fractions are equivalent. So whenever you multiply a fraction by a number or a fraction like 5 over 5 that's equivalent to 1, you're going to change the way a fraction looks, but you're not going to change its actual size. Now, what does that have to do with the problem that we're working? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to multiply 20 over 1 by a fraction that is equivalent to 1. It's going to act like a converter fraction. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep 1 mile in the denominator, but since we are asked to convert from miles to feet, we're going to put feet in the numerator. And the question that we have to ask ourselves is, how many feet are in a mile? We remember that that's 5,280 feet. So again, even though this fraction doesn't look anything at all like the number 1, it is, because the numerator, 5,280 feet, is the same as 1 mile. Now, how does multiplying this help us do the conversion? Well, the miles divide out. We have 1 in the numerator and 1 in the denominator. In the denominator, we have 1 times 1, or 1 hour. And in the numerator, we multiply 20 times 5,280 to get 105,600 feet. So we've now converted the original rate, 20 miles per hour, to feet per hour. So the school zone speed limit is 105,600 feet per hour. Thank you for using McGraw-Hill Personal Tutors.
So when you're solving these, you need your conversion. I gave you guys those papers, so you have those conversion charts. Let's try one more.
Hill Personal Tutors.
A peregrine falcon can dive at speeds up to 180 miles per hour. What is the speed in feet per second? Keep in mind there are several facts or unit conversion rates we need to know, including 1 mile is equal to 5,280 feet. 1 hour. 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. And 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. The fact given in the problem is that the falcon can dive at speeds up to 180 miles per hour. So we'll begin by writing that as a fraction. 180 miles in 1 hour. Our goal is to have an answer in feet per second.
In class, we took the 60 times the 60 and used 3,600 to convert hours to seconds. I think she's going to do it in 2 steps. Let's see.
Which
means
means
we'll
want to
wanna
look
look
at the words provided.
Miles.
We
We
know
know
that
that
1
1
mile
mile
is
is
equivalent
equivalent
to
to
5,280 feet. So we'll multiply by the fraction 5,280 feet is equivalent to 1 mile. Notice that the words mile is in the numerator and the denominator, which now allow us to see an answer in feet per hour. Feet per hour. Our goal is to be in feet per second, which means we now need to change hours into seconds. So we know that 1 hour is equivalent to 60 minutes. And you can see that the word hour in the numerator and hour in the denominator eliminate, and we're left with units in feet per minute. Our ultimate goal was feet per second. So we have one more conversion fact to use, and that is 1 minute is equivalent to 60 seconds. So let's rewrite this without all of the extra words. 180 over 1 times 5,280 feet. Notice we'll leave that unit there, divided by 1, times 1, the hour unit has been canceled, over 60, and our minutes and minutes have been eliminated. And then 1 in the numerator and 60 seconds in the denominator. So you'll notice we have the units feet and the units seconds, one in the numerator, the other in the denominator, and now it becomes arithmetic. 180 times 5,280 is 950,400. The unit in the numerator is feet. Over, we've got 1 times 60 times 60, which is 3,600. The unit in the denominator is seconds. And simplifying this expression, we have 60 and
as you can see here, that's where our 3,600 was. They wrote it as 60 times 60. It works the same.
Simplifying this expression, we have 264 feet in 1 second. Typically, you'll see that rate written as 264 feet per second. A peregrine falcon can dive at speeds up to 264 feet each second. Thank you for using McGraw-Hill Personal Tutors.
Okay, let's look at the worksheet we're going to be doing today. You are going to be doing lesson 3 skills practice, convert unit rates. So you're going to convert 660 feet per minute to feet per second, and so on. You have 16 problems. You may work with a partner, but remember, I don't want one partner not doing anything. I want you both working on the same problem. Please don't go, I'll do 1, you do 2, I do 3, you do 4. I want you working both problems and then comparing your answers.